So, first of all, I just want to appreciate you guys for actually coming out. Appreciate just everybody. I know it's kind of sparse, and you guys kind of have an idea of who I am, but at the same time, might not. And obviously, we're at the base, so that's a little bit of a, oh, I just got off of work. I don't have that much time to really talk, but definitely wanted to see what this guy was talking about, right? And obviously, you saw a little bit of the clickbaity, PDC title that, and that's really because I knew the people that were going to come to this are going to be people that have ambition, they have some sort of drive, and they at least want to find out more. Right? So, visualization. With being in the military, a lot of us just generally feel like we're getting screwed every day. Whether you're working to maintain a job, whether you're working security forces, whether, you're on the ground, whatever it is, you generally feel like the moment you get home, like, how can I constantly do better if I'm doing the same task day in, day out, right? It really stems a question because then, a lot of people in the dorms, right? You're stuck in that environment. You're stuck in that, culture of just going out every day, going out every weekend, drinking, all that. And you're just trying to find ways to, just do stuff for fun. But when you live in a one town, place, and that's where the base is located, I mean, how much fun can you really have? And then they really wonder why a lot of people end up getting DUIs or doing something stupid. But that's a whole conversation. And obviously, you guys know how that works. But you're stuck. You're trying to find a way. You're trying to figure out, you see everyone on Instagram. You see, content creators doing absolutely everything they want in their lives. And you're wondering, okay, how can we get there? How can my situation get any better if I'm locked in? I'm in a contract. There's no getting out of unless I want to go to jail. There's really that problem, that question. And when you're stuck in dorms, it makes it 10 times harder. Or even when you're stuck, maybe off base, you still feel the same way. So I want to challenge you guys today. I want to challenge you guys because I'm going to say a lot of things that you're probably not going to even agree with. And it really just comes down to maybe looking at yourself truly in the mirror and seeing, okay, if I want to make change, I'm going to have to not agree with my own self right now to make that change. I can't expect to just be the same person I'm going to be next year. So then it really comes down to what type of change are we talking? Are we talking drastic? Are we talking maybe just doing a nice little run every morning? Are we talking, maybe studying for that test? What does that look like for you? Now, I can't read your mind, and I can't see into your future. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to give you some sort of framework to basically go off the rest of your time being in the military and the rest of your life. That this framework absolutely helped me out tremendously. To give you a little backstory, obviously I've been at Lake and Heath for nearly 2.5 years, and the longest down years of my life. But hey, I worked in a postal unit, and obviously I'm an admin by trade, but I was at postal, which was pretty cool. It was kind of like a not cargo sort of mentality, but it was in a warehouse environment. And I know you're probably thinking, post office, why? Why aren't you just giving us packages? But when the truck comes in, you have, it's that grungy lifestyle, which I genuinely enjoyed. When I got in, I had so much dreams, though. That's where I'm going to tie this back. I had so much dreams of being a photographer. I had so much dreams of, traveling the world, getting Nat Geo to sign me, absolutely making big bucks while I'm in. Little did that happen. It did not, sadly. Well, not sadly, because everything happens for a reason. And I believe in the future that will be something that will get checked off on the list. But I digress. Back to exactly what I was talking about with that, right? So I was there for, some time, and I genuinely was trying to change, or so I thought. But every single time it would happen, I'd get off of work and I'd probably go back to my dorm or I'd probably go hang out with some friends, or, I'll probably just play on the Xbox the rest of the night. I had that thing I was supposed to do, but the Xbox, I had some friends back home that wanted to hop on and play some Fortnite or something. It was that sort of environment. And then, you get off of work on a Friday, you're ready to get the weekend started. But obviously, your boys are going out too, so they're going to want you to go out. They're going to want you to enjoy your Friday, and they're going to say, when's the last time we're going to be in the UK? That right there is the clusterfuck of why we're stuck. And even if that's not the case for you, even if it's something as small as you go back home and you get so fixated on maybe something that's going on back home, this is why we're stuck. And this is why we go for 4 years of that. And then when you get out, you're still trying to make it happen, but you establish 4 years of habits that didn't treat you well. You established 4 years of the same work day in, day out. But what you did after was really basically multiplied everything all together. So how do we fix this? How do we go back to exactly, our past and figure out, okay, what do I need to change and really get there? First, I believe it takes one big goal. One big goal that you can achieve that's not even specifically what you want, actually. Something that is so scary, but you can technically do it now. You can, it's doable. So that for me was running a marathon. I absolutely hated running. I couldn't stand running. I had like a 15-minute, test for PT. I was terrible at it. And I was like, look, there's got to be something that can at least give me the confidence to realize I can do really anything. And that's what it was. And I was originally, influenced by Goggins and all the great runners. And I read some books and everything. And that was a whole different conversation about reading. But I knew I needed one big task to at least accomplish in a few months to feel good. So it doesn't have to be physical, but at the same time, you got to find that. Unless if you already have something like that. If you already have a big task, use that as your crutch, right? But how do we also see the vision with this? Maybe you want to be 20-year veteran, or maybe you want to do 20 years, or maybe you want to do a good amount of years and get out. What does that look like for you? Now I'm gonna talk about, and this was one of my mentors, one of my mentors brought him up to me, and also it was in a community that I was a part of, which is a sales training group. And what that looked like was an entire group that just, they talk about sales, they have offers, opportunities, everything. It's a nice community. But one of them brought me to my attention who he was and the alchemy of self. Now, what is that? So the alchemy of self was something. Give you a little backstory. I'm probably going to watch it, but from my knowledge, age 26, already made $10 million from his consulting company. And he was not just like us, but he started from the same sort of foundations where he felt stuck. So what did he envision to get him to that landmark, to get him to that goal, to get him to where he is now? And how did he do it so fast? Well, it's like, when you wake up in the morning, a lot of times we don't wake up at a good time. We wake up, throw everything on, throw our OCPs on, jump out of the car, drive to work, get, fucking rip it, and get a tornado, and that's our day. That is not what we need to be doing anymore. We can't do it anymore, guys. We can't. We can't just get up and throw ourselves at the job. You got to get up at a good time. And this is part of the reason why I'm saying you got to get up at a good time, because you have to start establishing your morning. Set that as your first intentions. Establish your morning. So when you wake up, what the alchemy of self looks like is he basically put himself in the future of who he was going to be. But he talked about himself in third person in the present, as if he already did it. So as an example for myself, by the time November hits, when Mendoza transitions to the reserves, Mendoza will be making $10K a month from sales. Mendoza will also have a community of over 100 Discord members in an accountability-based group that has helped those 100 achieve their goals. Mendoza not only doesn't believe in, being lazy, but Mendoza believes in moving with intention every single day, moving with some sort of drive, some sort of passion. Mendoza knows at the end of the day, if he doesn't accomplish the goals that he sets out throughout the day, that is a compound effect for worse things to come. Not only has Mendoza made $10K a month, but Mendoza moved into Harbor Island, which is a very prestigious apartment complex, region in Tampa. Mendoza walked into Harbor Island, one of the apartments, and he just felt everything. He saw the view of Tampa. His parents walked in, the real estate agent walked in, gave him, the leasing papers. Mendoza signed the leasing papers. Mendoza just sees his mom emotional because of all the work that he said that he was going to do, and he did. Why am I telling you guys this? Obviously, you're like, okay, that's me, right? But I want you to get into that visualization of thinking something in the future that you want and getting it down to the tiniest detail. Because if you can't see it mentally in your mind to the point where you could feel it, you could hear it, you could see it, you can feel the emotions, you can feel what exactly is happening, what is going to happen next. If you can't get to that detail, it will never happen. It will never happen. So that's why I say visualize in a detailed form. And what you guys are going to get is a PDF of this after. But at the end of the day, when it comes to specifically picking what goals you want, and specifically visioning your future in the military, I know it's hard. I know it's hard because we are in a very weird situation. And sometimes maybe your NCOs don't want you to win. Sometimes they do. I am blessed to have an incredible leadership. That might not be the case for other people, right? So establishing your morning by doing this. So what that looks like, record your entire affirmations. So exactly what I said, Mendoza, XYZ, XYZ. Record that on voice memo. Play it in the morning, the first thing you do when you get up. What that does, it'll gear your mind to get started for the day and at least get started with some sort of intention. And I promise you, you do that every single day for nearly 2 to 3 months, your whole mindset's going to change. It's going to start changing a lot more. And then what you need to do is once you kill your morning routine, once you're absolutely proud of the morning routine you curated, all you have to do is in the evening when you go to bed, think about it. You're going to bed, you're sleeping maybe for 5 hours, maybe for 3, because you got to get up early or whatever because of the military. Do it again. Record another one for your evening. You're giving yourself, your subconscious, 3 hours to soak in all that was said. And that's the last thing you remember before you go to sleep. So that's going to be the thing that you're going to be thinking while you sleep. Every input has an output. And if you set the prompts and the programs for today, and you set it for the next day, and you set it for the next day, there should be no reason why you can't accomplish what you need to accomplish. But I know I'm running on. I don't have that much time. But to leave you off with this, set your morning, set your evening, set up your affirmations. So where do you want to be? Why do you want to be there? What is it going to feel like? What is everything going to sound like? What is it, all the emotions? Get so detailed. What do you believe in? What do you not believe in? Play that on a mic, on your voice level. I promise you, repeat that step. Repeat it. And everything is going to start aligning. Not to mention, people are going to come into your life to guide you to those steps. Because with every input, there's an output. But lastly, I'm going to leave you guys with this. There we go. Somebody's car going by. I don't know. But lastly, I'm going to leave you guys with this. From the top of the world, boundaries still don't exist. Which, like I said, past what is even possible. To the bottom of the depths where life still lives. To the bottom of the point where you absolutely feel like shit because you're, shit-faced at flex. But life still lives down there. Do you still dare to fix all that, to change it, to turn it all around, to dream? And also, do you dare to take the next step? Thank you guys.